What's good? Council of Comics, it's film and box office news, episode 59, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Comics. Welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live podcast, episode 59. Today we're going over the classic Halloween by John Carpenter. And who do we have with us? But none other from Barebone Cinema, Jimmy Hatcher. Let's go!
It's like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life.
Good Council of Comics. Welcome to another Film and Box Office News. Oh, sorry, did I hit that? Film and Box Office News Live podcast, episode number 59. 59. All right, remember, if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button below. We just got to 632. We are chugging along, chugging on our way to 1,000. Chug. But we actually get like 1 or 2 subscribers like every day, so it's slowly. And we appreciate that. Today, my loyal counsel, Phil, Cliff, Green Shirt Guy, and our very special guest, Jimmy Hatcher from Bad Bones. And I'm out. How are you today, sir?
What's up? How you doing?
Chilling. Jimmy's a man of very few words. Very few words.
Everybody's yelling at me.
Wait, I gotta bring it up. Am I the only one who thinks something's up with Sam's microphone?
It's a little laggy, I
knew
guess.
it.
Sounded good to me.
It sounded good.
How's it sound to everybody else? It's a different microphone, Cliff.
Okay, it does not sound like normal, no.
Cliff always throwing the damper on things. Always messing it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
All
just
right,
on
I'll
the microphone. Oh no.
If this is how,
I'll change it in a second.
if this is how you're doing, I'm not gonna get any more guests.
Uh-oh.
He's being robotic Green Shirt Guy.
Yep.
All right. So let me go through the intros and everything. And I'll change the mic because Cliff has me flustered now. Completely flustered. Shout out to TM Nerdy for joining us. Oh my God, there's a fire. Quick, put it out. No, it's the fire of Halloween. Don't worry. I just threw water at my phone and it didn't work. No! It's called special effects, my friend. Special effects. All right. So let's do the thing we do at the beginning and get right to what we're doing. All right. As we always talk about, Young at Heart Foundation is my good friend Mike that we met when we went to California and we took a tour around. He happened to be at one of the comic shops and he told us about the Young at Heart Foundation that he started. It's a great organization that gives gifts to kids that are waiting like transplants and other kind of operations in hospital. You can sponsor a Hope Kit that's 100% tax deductible. You can also register to become a donor, and you can contact Mike at 323-396-9998 or email him at info@youngatheartfoundation.com. It's a great organization. You should be a part of it. Get in there. Next up, Alternatives. Oh my God, my chats. My chats. Yes, thank you, love. We'll have a good
Yeah.
Alternatives. Of course, this is our favorite comic book shop where we do all our filming. We buy all our books, and we just have tons and tons of fun and conversation. You can get in touch with Anthony at 845-233-4234 or email him at alternatives2@aol.com and visit the website alternatives.net, where you can get your comics, cards, and toys. They offer the Hudson Valley's best selection, and everything's bagged and boarded. The toys aren't bagged and boarded, but the comics are all bagged and boarded. So get over there. We do our filming on Tuesday if you want to come down and be cameo. And of course, there's our channel. Look at us, 632. Tons of videos. We just dropped experimental. It's story time. Big game issue number 4 narration. Check it out. See if you like it. Of course, new comic book day just dropped. The ending of our actual saga. It was episode number 71 and our Halloween special. So check that out. Pop Culture Crash episodes 1 and 2 are on the channel. That's when we had a conversation with Toy Games. We went in the shop, filmed it, had a little live audience talking about some things that influenced us throughout our life. And of course, there's the comic book pickups. The last one I did is Stormville. Big stuff right there. But let's get to this special guest we got from Bare Bones Cinema, Mr. Jimmy Hatcher. Jimmy, how are you?
Doing well. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming on. I know you're in the grind right now. You're editing. You're probably editing right now.
Multitasking.
But Jimmy always, him and the boys always put out a Halloween special every year. It's top of the line. It's just great fun. Jimmy, well, I changed my microphone to get this frustration out of me. Could you please explain Bare Bones Cinema to the crowd out there?
Just a bunch of friends who like doing videos for YouTube, and about 2 times a year now, because we're all old, we get to finish one. And yeah, you've been part of it now for what, like, I don't know, a couple years now. And yeah, it's just the same, like four dudes. Yeah, just the same 5 or 4 idiots making movies for fun. And sometimes they're cool, sometimes they're not. But
I'll readily admit I haven't seen any of them yet. I'll watch after this. Are we talking full length or like short movies?
We try to make them short, but for some reason, I mean, they're like, this one specifically is going to be like over half an hour. They're like, every Halloween one is pretty much more of a production than the other ones, but we do a couple shorts, like 4 or 5 minute ones, and then yeah, for the Halloween one, it's usually a tad bit longer for whatever reason. But yeah, they're cool, sorta. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed last year's, even though I created my own continuity watching it. Because like somehow watching it, like I was convinced that like you have a horror anthology thing going on every year, and that somehow they're like overlapping in their own little multiverse. And like that was my takeaway from last year's, was because you kept having all these cutbacks to other versions of your Halloween time thing. And I was like, oh, is this like all coming to some weird head or what?
Yeah, last year specifically was it was kind of going to be the last one like that we ever did. I don't know if you guys are familiar, obviously Sean Snyder, our buddy or whatever, but we started doing
Snyder.
these, like the old Snyderman. We started making these movies. Just literally, there was these guys that came to Showtime. I think it was a movie called Come Talk With Me, about that there was a haunting in some college. Chris DeCirio, or I don't know how to say his last name, but it was like on A&E. There was like people from around here, but it was like, I guess it got pretty popular. He made a bunch of money, but they did a video and they had like a screening at Showtime, and I think it was called Come Talk With Me, about him being haunted in his dorm room, and he got possessed or whatever. And me, Angelo, and Sean watched it, and we were like, maybe we should start doing these. This seems pretty fun. And we literally just started doing them right from there. And then, yeah, for some reason, because we only have the same 5 people in the videos every year, so we just kind of continue them. And, keep it within... It's almost like a Kevin Smith View Askew kind of thing, where like all the stuff is kind of in the same road, but like little offshoots here and there. But it's getting a little ahead of myself. But yeah, they're fun, and we try to make them make sense. Doesn't always work out, but hopefully it works out this time. Yeah.
It always seems to work out.
Yeah,
It always does.
We've got questions for Jimmy.
Oh.
What inspired you to do these videos, Jimmy Hatcher? From TM Noted.
Again, we just literally we were watching that live screening at Showtime one day, and we said, we could probably do something like this. Why don't we just start doing them? And then we started it, and then we started doing not just horror, but like Toy Gaines, funny dude. We did a lot of comedy stuff and stuff like that. And Sean, before he wasn't allowed to hang out with anybody, he would do videos with people and stuff like that. So it just branched off from there. But I was always more into the horror stuff, and Sean used to edit all the videos and like kind of do them, and then I don't know, something happened with Sean. We got weird, and then I started.
Sean used to do some of the editings, which is
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Sean actually had a really good computer back in like 2010.
Sean is like one of our regular viewers, by the way.
I'm a fan of Sean. I love Sean, but I'm just saying he's tough to work with sometimes. That's all I'm saying. But he is the man, and I wish he were more involved than he is. Let's put it that way. Yeah, but he had a good computer, and like I said, he did a lot of the editing, and then he kind of got away from it. So I used to go to his house at like 10 at night, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to Planet Fitness and whatever," and then his mom would be talking to me. I'd be on his computer until 2 a.m. Really weird. But eventually I got my own and just started taking over from there. So yeah. Yep.
Well, you've done well.
Your next question is, what is your go-to horror movie?
More recently, probably Hereditary, which is one of the. I thought that was really, really well done, and older school ones. I'd probably like The Thing. I thought was phenomenal. It's a really good one.
Oh, The Thing is great.
I don't like watching it in the fall though, because it's like all snow and the shit like that and whatnot. But I did like it, and I think
it's funny you mention that, because I have a friend who's really particular about when she watches Dr. Zhivago.
Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
And the way you just said that about The Thing, it immediately reminded me of her sharing that with me.
Yeah, I gotta wait till November for that one. Yep.
Not horror related, but I watch Band of Brothers every year right around Christmas, which I know sounds weird, but the first time I watched it was right around Christmas, so it kind of ingrained into my brain that that's when you're supposed to watch it.
Yep,
Not Memorial Day, but Christmas.
I agree. Yep.
Band of Brothers has an episode that takes place at Christmas, doesn't it?
But 1 out of the 10 episodes, the rest of them are like...
No, I know, but you know what's really funny is I remember watching that Christmas episode around Christmas time, and it really impacted me. So I similar vibe there.
Jim, can I call you Jimmy?
Sure.
I'm wondering. I always like to look in the future about stuff, to see what's coming down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think you're going to be going eventually with these films? Are you going to keep it kind of like this, or do you want to like make it something bigger? What's your goals?
I don't know, actually. I mean, I just do them to do them. I think it's fun. I mean, obviously, as you know, editing can be a real, a third job or whatever.
Yeah.
And if unless you're doing it, it's really kind of hard to like quantify to somebody like, oh, I've been sitting in my front of my computer for 12 hours and I got 13 seconds of shit done. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, why even do it? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've gotten asked to do other stuff like besides just the bare bones stuff or whatever, like just videos here and there, like commercials and stuff like that. But I mean, if we could actually make something of it, that'd be awesome. I mean, I don't really do it to kind of in the I don't know, with the goal in mind, it's like, oh, we gotta like make it or make money or whatever. I just do it for fun. But if that would happen, then sure, that would be awesome for sure.
Right.
Excellent.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's it with anything anybody does creative. People are like, oh yeah, you just whip it out. No, it's time consuming. If you want to do it right, it's time consuming.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've even had funny skits about such things that happen on our shows.
Yep.
Any other questions, guys?
So, Jimmy, can you share with us what your theme is for this year? Since you implied this departure from where you left us last year.
Oh, all right. Well, speaking of our friend Sean was unable to film this year for whatever reason. So we had a whole, not that we're like, not Hollywood like sending scripts out or whatever. Like me and Steve Bister, our other buddy, we're like, hey, let's do this for the Halloween thing this year. And every once in a while we'll like collaborate and like, oh, that'll be cool, try that. But anyway, Sean couldn't be in it this year for, like I said, whatever reason. So we had a whole thing written, and second week of September, he's like, yeah, I can't film this year, sorry. And I was like, all right. So we kind of had to like do a big left turn at what we had written, and we had to kind of make something else up. So in a weird way, this year is sort of based on a true story from the 80s and today at the same time, which is it's weird. But I think it's cool.
I like those.
All right, can I get like, are we doing ghost story, or is it just pure supernatural, or
I would say it's a little bit of both. So my first job was working at Hoyt Cinemas where Showtime is now, 1997, and the first thing that the manager, this guy Mike, he told me, he's like, yeah, if you're ever up in the booth, he's like, hey, in the 80s, I don't know if I should tell you this, but some dude killed himself in one of these hallways here, and all this weird shit happens. And I'm like, yeah, right. And then over the years working there, things would turn on by themselves and turn off, or like the film back when there was still film, the things would kind of spin on their own. All the lights would go dim for no reason. Like wacky things have always happened. So I always thought that was cool in a weird way. But that's going to be kind of like the one of the focal points of the story this year.
all right? Travis has a two-part question for you. Have you watched American Horror Story, and if so, what are your top 3 favorite seasons?
I've never watched it. Everybody always tells me to, and I think Lady Gaga was in one. And
Yep.
My sister was telling me I gotta watch it, this and that, but I never got into the TV shows with anything. But I hear
Travis,
awesome.
I've watched them, and let me tell you, I love season 2, love season 3, love season 4. Oh my God, do I love them in order? 2, 3, and 4? I think I love 2, 3, and 4 in order. Yes.
We watched not the last one with Kim Kardashian, but the one before that, and the one before that. Like they had like 2 different stories.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about? They had the one where they were over
there's
at
also
like Cape
the
Cod
anthology
and
series.
stuff. Yeah, it's an anthology. But they were the one where they were over at Cape Cod, and what was it? They had like the zombie-like monsters and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But the first season was really good. Second season was really good. But then there's some really wacky seasons in there. Like, okay, you're just doing this for shock value type thing. Like
Maybe
Kim Kardashian, like
I
who
heard
asked
she's got a bad name.
who asked for her though? Nobody asked for her.
Oh
know what I mean?
yeah, because an incredibly gay showrunner is not going to try and get Kim Kardashian to be on one of his seasons.
She's already a real life villain, so it doesn't really bring us anything.
Love it.
You want her.
Huh?
That's all the more reason you want her.
Yeah, but it doesn't like me like, oh, I couldn't believe she could act like this. She's just acting like herself. That's it, you know what I mean?
I think it's
It
an exaggerated.
doesn't take a lot of talent to do that.
Actually, no, I'm sorry, because I don't think she's acting like herself. I think she's acting like her mom.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
They're all,
Shots
let's not
fired.
even get into their whole family. Jimmy, I was
I love how through all of that, Phil said nothing.
I'm gonna be very quiet through all of that. No, it's funny, like Jimmy,
love
you were
you,
talking
Phil.
about like working at the theater and in the booth. Like I worked at the South Hills Mall Theater, and like the
the
same
best.
thing was like they had like a booth ghost story going on.
Yep.
Because like it was that would be their explanation for, I guess, like the electricity really wasn't wired correctly or something.
True. Yep. I used to have to blame it. Yeah, a couple times. That's
Things would
funny.
break up there all the time or not
Yep.
work right. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Always something weird. And there was one part in particular, actually. It was New Year's Eve, not very spooky season, but I was doing the booth by myself. And what the hell movie was it? Oh, that movie. Remember Life with Eddie Murphy?
Oh, I
Yes.
love that movie.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yes.
So that it was almost sold out, and back then there was like it was got to be over like 250 seats in the theater, and it was sold out. It was really like almost like it was rare for that to happen, and the shit broke in like the first 10 minutes, and I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, I go upstairs and the shit is like Exorcist, just spinning like nonstop. The film was flying over. I was like, I had to call the other manager. I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, it was crazy. It was wacky. Yep.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence's ghost time traveled from the future to just to do that to you.
I wouldn't.
Well, I mean,
wouldn't doubt it.
Fortunately, it was life and not a movie where like the audience is going to riot because it didn't start.
It's funny they did. They did.
Oh, is that right?
They were pissed.
Ronaldo, I don't know about you, but any movie I've been into where something happened and the film cut and it didn't show, it has always been a riot. Every time.
Well,
it's happened to me 3 times.
I remember seeing the episode 2 of Star Wars, and maybe 5 minutes in that happened. And I thought people were going to start eating each other. It was that bad.
Yeah, it's not good. And it takes a while. If it's film and it breaks, you got to like resplice it and hook it back up, and you can't rewind it. So it's even worse. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you couldn't rewind it. It's on a big platter, and depending on how bad it messed up to like do something, is how long it's going to take to fix.
And then the next time, if you were to show it again, the part that you fucked up before would be there'd be scratches on the film, and the sound would be wacky. It's like it was a nightmare. Yep.
So Jimmy, I was able to pull up the best Christmas ever. For some reason, shorter videos. Do you want to show? You want me to show it?
Sure.
So people could get a know of your style and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, so when did this come out?
2 years ago, maybe. I think so. Wait, 3 years ago. Sean was in this one, right? Yeah. This was Sean's idea. This was Sean's idea, actually.
Sam, hit the full screen on it.
Oh, hold on. All right. So let's get a taste of some bare bones cinema. Green shirt guy, I'm just gonna mute you because there's a little bit of air over there.
Sure.
Boom. All right.
This is the story of a young pilgrim who crossed the vast ocean expanse to an exciting and strange new land. There he would seek out new adventures and experience many wonderful things. But it was upon his first Christmas in this wild and mystical land that his fate would take an unexpected turn. Happening upon a magical woodland creature, the young pilgrim was amazed and enthralled. This was no ordinary beast. This vicious and accursed creature attacked and sent the hapless young pilgrim to an early grave. But this is not where his story ends. For the curse of this creature would be undone by the magic of Christmas 400 years later, as our young pilgrim got his second lease on life as a zombie.
So good.
It was cold as hell out that day. Sean is immune to the weather, by the way.
I wonder what adventures await this old-fashioned pilgrim in this modern-day city.
Shout out to Seth Colgrove.
Oh yeah, did the whole intro there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the man too.
Empire Explorer, go find him.
That's right. So the whole premise was Sean wanted to show off his pilgrim outfit that he couldn't use anywhere else. So he's like, I want to make a video. Okay. Steve Bister.
Shout out to Steve from the original Council of Comics.
was that? Rick, I think someone's out there. Can you check the front door?
Didn't I check it for you twice already this morning?
He owns the movie theater, by the way, that guy.
That's right. I'll check it again.
The brother of Steve.
Or Swig. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Steve's brother.
Howdy, Pilgrim. What can I do you for?
Oh, sorry.
This is unfortunate.
Oh my God, are you okay?
Well, that was my last piece of pie. Well, you ready to suck on my candy cane?
Oh, shit. He felt that of himself. It was online.
Hey, sir. Merry
Oh, I
Christmas.
forgot I was in this.
There's Liam Henderson, NFA teacher.
Hey,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah, there you go.
Hey, it's me. Go back to Brooklyn.
And playing himself a
Oh,
day
my.
after a hard day's work.
Oh, no. Not you, man. No. The other guy. Yeah, the other guy over there. Hey, man. I don't want any problems. I was just joking with the Brooklyn guy. Hey, what are you doing, man? Yeah? Have a drink. You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
It's really Seth playing guitar.
Shout out to Seth Colgrove.
Right.
Seth actually did the soundtrack of a movie I watched a few years ago, and I was like blown away.
Yeah, he plays like every instrument. Yep.
Oh my God.
There he is.
There he is. That guitar is broken now. Anthony Rivera stepped on it. True story.
Oh.
Wow.
Dead.
Oh my God, Pilgrim Man, do not kill me. I will literally do anything. Well, not anything, because I'm not a necrophiliac anymore. But, Merry Christmas.
Anymore.
That's great. Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, it's Big A. You got them pills? For your dick. The pills for your dick. An hour? Yeah, perfect. Just come around back and touch me or something. I'll meet you. Yeah. All right. Oh, shit. Damn, buddy. Oh, you must be the male stripper. You look like you know how to party. Come on, get in here. Jeez.
That's funny.
Man, they're pulling out all the stops. What a Christmas. Rick, is that you?
Is there any beer?
Oh, my God, man. Thank you. This is the best gift anyone's ever given me. Welcome to my party. Come in. We have a tuna casserole, and cocktails.
And it was the best Christmas that young Pilgrim ever had.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Bravo.
Very nice. Very nice.
Love it.
Yeah, the same people are in every video we ever do. So yeah. Yep.
Larry loved it.
Oh, thanks, Larry.
Larry said, "What in the Sam hell? This video is awesome."
Travis wants to know what Sam was drinking. What was that green drink? Why was your
Oh,
mouth
what
green?
was
It was just
that?
Poland Spring with the food coloring. I think that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, you got Travis's approval all the way from
It
Canada.
looks so offensive with like something in your Poland Spring bottle.
Antifreeze. Yeah, tried it out. Yeah.
Oh my God, the stuff like Sean has to put in his mouth and all that. I know it tastes nasty.
I will give
man.
him that. He is. You could do anything. Like I said, he's immune to like weather, temperature, cars, lightning. Like he could do any of that, and just he'll be like, yeah, whatever, sure. But yeah, get him to show up, different story. But once he's there, he's the best. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So Jimmy, we're gonna go over box office news, and then we're gonna discuss Halloween, the original. Would you like to discuss Halloween?
Sure.
All right, cool. All right, so remember, Bare Bones Cinema, everybody. Go on YouTube, follow the Bare Bones Cinema, like and subscribe to stuff. The new one is dropping on Halloween, correct?
If by the grace of the Lord up high, I might be able to get it done by tomorrow morning. So we'll see. See how many Red Bulls I can drink, and then we'll see how it goes.
Will you drop it before Halloween or on Halloween?
I think they could do a thing now. You can like set up a premiere or whatever. So I'll probably do it like tomorrow night at like 7 or something like that.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be great. All right. Excellent. All right. So getting back to the normals of it, we're just gonna really quick go over our film and box office right now for the weekend of October 27th, 29th. Oh, I gotta stop screen share. Present. What's this? I didn't ask for that. What's this? Present. Share screen. Window. Boom. Let's go. Five Nights at Freddy's has made it to the #1 spot with 78 million domestic dollars. That's big, ladies and gentlemen.
How are they calculating that too? Because it's on Peacock.
Oh, it's same day release. It's in the theater too.
Right.
So this is just what it made in the theater.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like he said, Peacock releases same day on their streaming channel, and still 78 million worth of people said, "I'm going to the theater and I'm going to watch this in the theater." Five Nights at Freddy's has a huge following. It's from the video game, and it's supposed to be a very scary game. I haven't played it or anything, but this is big. Five Nights at Freddy's being 78 million #1, kind of blowing out Taylor Swift, who came in at #2. She dropped 55%, but she still made 14 million.
Right, and it's all hers.
Million. Right.
Instead of giving of that 14, giving 12 of it to Hollywood, all 14's hers.
Good for her.
Right. Yeah. And then Scorsese's still crying over in the corner with Killers of the Flower Moon. You know what, Scorsese? I don't feel bad. You're a great director. But you really got to watch what you say about people. Because when you were coming up, people were saying stuff about you, and you had to fight through all the stuff. So all your things that you're saying about like superhero movies and Marvel stuff and all that, it's starting to bite you now. Because people don't like that. You know what I mean? Don't pick on the movies that people like to watch.
Yeah, but you think that that's why this movie's not making as much money as it is? I don't think so.
I don't think it's the full reason. I think it is
I don't think it's in the top 6 reasons. To be honest with you. That's just my opinion.
You don't think Scorsese could pull in money?
I just think it's the atmosphere or the time we're living in. People aren't looking for that movie anymore. There are people that still, and like, I want to see it. It does look good. It looks amazing. But more people are looking for the superhero movie, the horror movie, that kind of, it's just, that's not what the general public's looking for anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure the movie's probably great. I'm sure it's great because he makes.
I've heard nothing but good things, and I can't believe this, but I completely agree with Green Shirt Guy on this one.
Hey,
what?
Mark it on your calendars, everyone.
Trev, the shipping guru, is in the house. What up, Trev?
5:43 p.m. on October 29th, 2023.
There you go.
I completely agreed.
I love you, Cliff.
Lovely too.
Coming in at #4 is a new entry called After Death. I have no idea what this movie is. This is a faith-based.
Yeah.
It's a faith-based film. listen, those faith-based people are coming out with movies. They're coming out gunslinging.
They had used a lot of stock footage in that one. I saw half of it. Yeah.
But they're putting them out there, man. They're making the charts. The Exorcist Believer drops from number 3 to number 5, dropped 45%. Has anybody seen this?
Steve Bister had. He said it was good, if that means anything. But I was supposed to see it last night, but I didn't go. Yep. Okay. I've heard bad
Phil,
things.
you didn't check this out?
I have not yet. Nope.
All right. Paw Patrol at number 6, only dropping 2 spots, pulled in 2.1. Yeah, dropped 51%. Freelance, a new movie that made $2 million. What is Freelance? An ex-Special Forces operative takes a job to provide security for a journalist as she interviews a dictator, but a military coup breaks out in the middle of the interview. They are forced to escape into the jungle where they must survive. Who's in this movie? Is that a John Cena? It's John Cena.
That sounds like a straight-to-video movie that they.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Sounds like something that should have been on.
Well,
you know what? Wait, you know what's
the
really
writer's
confusing?
strike.
Why does this sound like a John Cena movie he would have made while he was at his peak WWE?
Because he would have.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like this. Like I don't feel like this is the movie that he should be choosing now. It feels a little off center here.
What's to say? It was
very The Rock-ish.
Can you imagine if this was like a movie he made back then that was like sitting on a shelf and like, oh, we got nothing better to do. There's a whole writer's strike. Let's just release this.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking is happening here.
It could be a.
It could be. That's now we have to investigate.
Well, I wouldn't be shocked if over the next 6 months you see a lot of that where you're like, this is what they put in theaters because they don't have anything else.
Can you imagine if we get some movies that are absolute bangers that would not have been released?
That'd be amazing.
Batgirl?
No.
You forgot about the Batgirl, huh?
Still won't get put out.
Right. Nightmare Before Christmas is at number 8, dropping 3. Made another 2 million. Saw X at number 9. The Creator at number 10, and then so forth and so forth. Equalizer still making money in the theater. Oppenheimer still making money in the theater. Dix the Musical dropped 67%. Yeah. All right.
But
so
like, wait a second. So I looked up Freelance. The movie was filmed in 2022. It also features Christian Slater. There's just no excuses.
Oh,
that was one of those ones that they were going to stick in Redbox and went, well, we got nothing else. It's got 2 names in it.
Yeah. 2. Oh, and Alison Brie. Wait a second. Hold on. I love Alison Brie.
I do too.
Oh my God, I'm seeing this movie now. Forget it. I'm wrong about everything. This movie's great. This movie's gonna be great. I love Alison Brie. Alison Brie's from Community.
You know what you need?
This movie's gonna be gold. We gotta watch it.
You know what you need to watch, Cliff? I don't know if you've seen it yet. Is No Hard Feelings is on Netflix. I watched it the other day.
Of course I watched it.
What'd you think?
It was great.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Is that the Jennifer Lawrence one?
That's the Jennifer Lawrence one.
Yes, it's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's really good. It's a really good heartfelt movie, and it's really funny.
All right. Got a couple councilmen good enough for that.
I gotta take one for the team and go see Freelance and report back because now that I know that the leading lady is Alison Brie, I'm all over it.
All right.
Oh my God! Look at Travis.
So
one name will change it all.
That's the box office for this weekend, y'all. What do y'all think? Leave a comment below. You upset? You happy about it? Whatever. All right. Let's go into everybody's favorite part of the show. Your homework, Council, last week was to watch the original Halloween by John Carpenter from 1978. Did you do your homework out there? Did you?
I did.
I will say this is one of the simplest and
effectivest
movies I've ever watched in a horror film.
Even like his design is so simple. Like Michael Myers' design, it's just a mask in like some construction like it's a construction outfit.
Yeah. So when I'm watching, I don't know, maybe when you're a kid things look different, but when I'm watching it now, I'm like, this is really simple. Like I don't know, I don't want to say simple like I'm trying to play it. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying in the sense like this is textbook format of how to make a horror movie. You know what I mean? Like the killings weren't tremendous, but they were effective.
Yeah.
And it ends on a cliffhanger. And at the time they didn't know that Halloween 2 was gonna come out.
Yeah.
So
Halloween 12 now, yeah.
So it's just like that was like its twist ending for you right there.
Yeah, and it's only an hour and a half. Jamie Lee Curtis looking like a 30-year-old teenager, but we'll skip over that.
Okay, well, no, we're not gonna skip it because that was just like a genuine problem of the era.
Yeah.
Like, how often do you look back at people's like yearbooks from 78, 79, 80, 81 and be like, oh no one was good to you here. The hairstyles were not good to you. The clothing was not good to you. There's some 80s yearbooks where I was like, oh no, baby, Debbie Gibson Electric Youth hair was not for you. No.
So the story of this is that Michael Myers as a child, I loved the one shot in the beginning of the movie. The constant one, the cameras never turned.
It was like a first person shot.
Yeah, first person shot through the whole thing. That's great. And as a kid, he murdered his sister. And they put him in a mental facility or something. And then fast forward to like 30 years later. And the two officers are going, well, not officers. Was he a doctor?
Loomis?
Dr.
Yeah.
Loomis?
Yeah. He was a doctor and he was going with the nurse. Did you check the nurse's outfit though?
It was like the 1950s
like, is that a nurse outfit or is that a Halloween version of a nurse outfit? But the simplest shots, like when they're pulling up and there's just people walking and then they just pull up and then just one guy jumps on top of the car and she ends up crashing a little bit and then he gets in the car and he drives off. But that simplicity made you believe that something happened in that psych ward. Crazy.
Yeah.
You could probably almost make a movie out of what happened in that psych ward and how he escaped. You probably could.
With a wrench, no less.
Yeah.
A wrench.
Yeah. And then he just goes back to his town and his house is all boarded up. It's all like a haunted house type thing. And he just basically goes and kills people. There was no really reason why, except that he stole the headstone of his sister from the grave. So does Michael Myers feel bad about killing his sister? Is that what we're supposed to get from
No.
this?
So here's the thing. So Jimmy, what was it Halloween 4 where they killed Michael Myers and that little girl wakes up wearing a mask and kind of like sees things through his perspective?
I'm not sure. The last one I remember was what was the one where it was a bunch of stories together, but it was people said it wasn't even a Halloween, but it was I think it was 3. I realized that was like that was
okay. So I hope I'm not wrong because I'm not anyhow. Halloween 4 kind of got into it, right? And Halloween 4, oh, thanks for joining us, Brother Joe. Halloween 4 was this concept, right? That the evil, well, at least it plays with the concept that the evil could transfer. And there was the idea that little girl with her little mask would just be like, the evil would transfer to her, make her the next murderer, right? And then the very next movie, that explanation is written off with that little girl just has a psychic connection to Michael Myers. Not that she herself is a murderer. But I found that the new Halloween movies seemed to play into that with the third movie that everyone seems to hate so very much. But the evil not only did it not just cling to Michael, it seeped and did damage over the years elsewhere. but it specifically found this young man in a lot of pain and was like, "Oh, you're going to be a great host for me," and like imbued itself into him. So that's one of the things I actually liked about the new movies was I feel like it took ideas that they planted in these older films and decided like, let's actually run with them.
Well, aren't the newer films a continuation of 2?
No, they're a continuation of only this one.
Yeah.
And then
only this.
Only this
Wait,
one.
but 2 is a direct sequel to this, though. Like,
right, but it's
same
a
night
timeline.
and everything.
So in the Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends timeline, he is caught that night, and he is kept up in that asylum all these years from that one night. Now, of course, of the original series, my favorite follow-up is H2O. I love that. I thought it was great. So that's my favorite. That's my favorite later film of the original timeline. Now that we have 3 Halloween timelines.
Oh yeah, and the Rob Zombie ones too. Those are
that would be timeline number 2.
What happened at the end of 2?
Of which 2?
The first 2, Halloween.
The original 2, isn't he set on fire at the end of 2? You know, which again they intended that to be the end. And then they were gonna, starting with 3, it was just gonna be continuous, an anthology of Halloween stories. But people did not like that.
Hey, Sugar, just come in when you want to talk. Unmute, because I got a little air traffic for you.
Oh, okay. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's he driving? It's been a while.
He's coming from Nyack.
Nyack
or Nanuet or something crazy.
Yeah, no Nyack.
I'm
on the Taconic.
Oof.
No, you
absolutely.
said H2O was your favorite with Coolio?
No, that's the one. And no, that comes after H2O. H2O is Halloween 22 years later, where her son is Josh Hartnett. No, that's the one in the school.
Okay.
H2O.
There you go.
Anyhow, I highly recommend.
Nice edit.
14 years old right there.
This one to me is a.
Uh-oh.
Is a what? Say that one more time.
Internet.
You said this is a what? Green Sugar? Hello
I said of all of the horror movies, this to me is the scariest.
This is the scariest
because it's believable. Like the other ones are supernatural, crazy, but Michael
Myers, I guess. And we lost Green Shirt Guy. Just to continue on his point, it is the most realistic one.
True.
Out of all of them.
And I was gonna say, and it's the nice tempo of horror comes from its simplicity, right?
Yeah.
I feel like
this is definitely like a class on how to make a really good low budget horror film.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did the music himself too, I think.
Yeah, he did the music.
Does this inspire you? Because I really think of your films when I was watching this. I was I really thought of you.
We'd always watch Halloween and be like, "Oh man, it's so easy," but it's not easy as to like. It's easy on paper where you look at, oh, it's a guy in a suit with a knife, but like to get like the atmosphere and the feeling and how shit interacts, like it's difficult. But for sure, you see that and you're like, oh yeah, it's kind of like doable in the way that, all right, we could probably just put something together like this, and not nearly as effective because obviously John Carpenter is the man, but yeah, totally in that vein, I guess, of horror. Where
in the meantime, I don't see anything. Like I see like maybe a simple formula, but that's it. Like the time he takes to set up shots and cinematography alone, I'm like, damn. I'm like, yeah, they put in the work back then.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what TM Nerdy says is the money shot. It's all about the money shot, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't go over elaborate with
TM Nerdy was referring to the money shot when you nearly showed that young woman's breastises.
Well, I was trying to make it something else. Thanks again, Cliff. Jeez. The classic high school, blah, blah, blah. This part right here, though. Let me talk about this. This is one thing where he messed up. The kid is like 3 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
And he's walking in like he's standing, and she's standing up. So I'm like, you should have looked. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe midway. Like, he's not that tall. Like, did he jump on top of a chair?
She is sitting down, but you never know. Yeah.
That would have been funny if you see the eyes just pull out a chair and he just like jumps on a chair. That would have been funny. Yeah, classic. I thought he was gonna get out and start murking them there when they talk jump.
That's like a little, that's how his trick kind of works. Where like Freddy, you like Freddy is like scary when he's like off the screen. Like Michael Myers is scary when he's on the screen for those like 2 seconds, just in the background somewhere, like almost blending in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they show like only like a bit of a shoulder, and in real life you're like, who's the guy standing over there on the sidewalk?
Like I love the part where, like the station wagon right there,
in the middle of the day,
it's behind the girl's car, like following them in the middle of the day. I love that.
Yo, did you see that weirdo guy following everyone around all day?
We should do, Jimmy. You should join us with it. We should do skits about the real life, like Murderville, like what really happens. Like, hey, you get out of my bushes. What are you doing?
Yeah, you weirdo. Yeah. Or am I supposed to jerk off? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because in the novelization that was released at the time of this film, I think it shares too many of Michael Myers' thoughts with the reader.
So they do go into his thoughts in the book.
Oh yeah, and the multiple erections he had that day.
Oh
wow! They do show his real face once.
I hate when they do that.
You don't like that part.
I don't like when they show someone's wearing a mask. Same thing with G.I. Joe. Remember that movie where Snake Eyes took his mask off? And...
Oh yeah, the Snake Eyes Origins.
I hate that. I like when they do that. It's like, why have a mask then? I don't know. It's wacky.
Like the point of him wearing the mask was that his face was all scarred up.
Yeah,
and he didn't even have scars in the movie. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
My worst moment in wrestling is when Rey Mysterio took his mask off. Like, why? No.
Kane. Or Kane.
Kane too. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, and he's uglier with the mask off. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Well, I think something that occurred between then and now was Spider-Man 2, right? Oh. And that scene with the train and his mask coming off really resonated with audiences, and so suddenly this concept kind of went into producers' heads, like, oh, we need that to create the connection to the audience. And I'm like, no. Sometimes you use that, not all the time.
Yep. Well, in this case, it's more of a better move to leave the mask on because he's an emotionless killer. When you take his face off, now you're looking at what he's thinking.
Correct. Yeah.
Maybe he was trying to show that it was just a regular person, though, that this could be done by a regular person.
Well, I don't know if I cut out before, but that's what I was saying. That's why this series is scarier for me, or I think this is scariest, because it could be anybody. It could just, the kid just flipped out and lost it. Whereas Freddy's a supernatural killer, and Jason on some level.
Wouldn't you say the first Jason falls in line with that too, though?
Jason's but Jason's mom, yes.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And that's another reason that movie works too,
Yeah.
Because there is this constant atmosphere of they assume it's like Jason, like back from the dead to get revenge, but like,
yep,
surprise, surprise, it's a human.
Yeah,
right.
Who's out for revenge?
It's a human.
They also did that in was it Halloween Ends, where Michael Myers had his mask off for a decent amount of time, and it's like an old dude, and he's choking Laurie to death or whatever, trying to in the kitchen. I don't know. I don't like when they do that stuff. The old maskless,
There he is.
Did he go maskless?
Myers.
Didn't she rip his mask off, right, or something? And
no, not in the kitchen fight.
Did she rip his mask off and hit him?
When they officially take him down is when she takes the mask off, but we don't look at his face in that movie.
You don't see his. Wasn't there? Maybe it was something else though. Where you see his hair. You see that he's like an old dude.
Yeah, you see his hair. That's it. But we never directly looked at his face, and I thought that was important. The other thing I thought was important from the 3 new ones is we didn't hear him speak, which in the Rob Zombie one we did, which kind of ruined the illusion for me too.
I thought the first Rob Zombie one was really well done, though. I will give it
I
that.
think the first one of those two is really well done.
He
Yeah.
did 2 movies, 2 Halloween movies.
He's got 2 Halloweens. Yes.
What were they
Second one was-
called? Just Halloween and what?
Halloween Resurrection or Halloween 2?
Oh, okay.
Which one's the one where he gets trapped by the truck at the end, and you're like, oh, he really gets killed. His head gets chopped off, and then the next one they're like, oh no, it was actually this plumber guy who put the mask on for some stupid reason.
Oh yeah, what the hell was that?
Remember that was the right around like, oh, we kind of screwed ourselves. Oh no, it really wasn't him, and here's a dumb reason why.
Oh yeah, what the hell was it?
Was the 25th anniversary one? Was I think the one where he quote unquote dies at the end.
Well, she chops his head off, and then the very next movie, we find out that she had chopped off her boyfriend's head because which I suspected at the end of H2O. That is exactly what I expected was happening because he kept reaching out like, and I'm like, no, Michael Myers is like a super monster. That is not him. That is not the guy she's about to chop the head off of.
But the logistics didn't make sense because why would he have been chasing her in the first place?
Yeah, it's just well, I remember at the point where she encounters him, right? We as the audience have no reason to be sure that is actually Michael Myers. So the fact that Michael Myers did the body swap made sense.
Everybody's on the old phone in this movie. Like everybody's the old
phone. Oh my
God,
landlines galore.
The old rotary.
We used one of those in this movie, Sam. You're on it. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
The old digital phone.
How about we haven't talked about the fact that that's a William Shatner mask?
Yeah, that is William Shatner. That's crazy. Become iconic. Iconic. Are there more Halloween movies coming?
Probably.
I'm sure it'll be a whole new take.
Yeah.
They always say, this is the last one, and then they never are.
He's kind of like a classic monster, like now.
Yeah, you're right. He's
he's always gonna have a Halloween now. Like,
I'll say this:
monsters.
I did trunk or treat today for part of the day before I had to leave for my game, and I sold a bunch of stickers, and about half of them were Michael Myers.
Oh.
There you go.
He's still really popular.
Michael Myers, Jason, and Freddy are kind of like the monsters we had. Like generations monsters.
The Mount Rushmore, if you will.
Yeah. Yep. In 100 years, they'll make crossover movies like Monster Squad, and they have to kill.
Not 100 years. We already had Freddy versus Jason.
That was interesting.
My disappointment is that we never got Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, except in comic.
That's what I said. That was the third one, right? Or the second?
Yeah, that was going to be the second one. It is a comic book, though. If you do want to go read the story and find out what actually happened with that.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell's old.
Yeah. All right. So that's John Carpenter's Halloween in honor of Halloween. I'm not going to say the third time so something else doesn't pop up. We don't do that around here. We don't. No. Can't have that. What did you guys think? Leave in the comments below. Do we know what next week's homework is? We're in November, so we're kind of like in
make a full
Thanksgiving
decision.
season. We're in Thanksgiving
I say
season.
we start the Christmas movies after Thanksgiving, or maybe the week of Thanksgiving. We should do something. I don't know.
We should do Thanksgiving movies now, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's only a handful though. But yeah.
Like trains, planes, and automobiles.
Oh, it's perfect.
That's a great one. Yeah. That's a great one.
Can we all agree on that? Trains, planes, and automobiles?
I'm down.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, so Council, that's your homework for next week. Trains, planes, and automobiles starring the legendary John Candy, Uncle Buck himself.
And Steve Martin.
Will be a one that we do too.
Yeah, and Steve Martin.
Tim Nerdy says Beetlejuice. We'll get to Beetlejuice. We'll do it around.
And Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, Beetlejuice. Yeah. I think we should wait until part 2 comes out. Part 2 is being worked on.
Uncle Buck.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. You're right.
So planes, trains, and automobiles next week, Council. All right. So that's our show for tonight. We want to thank Jimmy Hatch for coming on.
Yes,
Jimmy,
indeed.
thank you for joining us today. Remember, he's got to check his channel, Bare Bones Cinema. He might be dropping it tomorrow night. It's just all about when he gets it done. Listen, this is how we do it in the field. But we like that. You're working right up until the date because you want it to be as good as it can be. So make sure when you go to his channel, click the notifications with the subscribe so that you know when it comes up. And this will be another great little thing you can watch for Halloween to get you in the mood and all that. Jimmy, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You are welcome, my friend. Let me just run through real quick who was on today. Shout out to TM Nerdy. Shout out to Larry Jackson, who's here as usual. Shout out to Brother Joe, hashtag BLB. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to Trev, the shipping guru. Thank you for joining us. I know Brian LCS was on here. Shout out to Brian LCS for being on here. And I think that was, I hope I didn't miss anybody else. All right. But shout out to everybody there that came on and commented and joined us. Remember, we'll be on next week at Sunday at 5 p.m. To go over planes, trains, and it's planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go over that. But tomorrow we'll be back at 8 p.m. for the new keys and hot comics of the week, where we go over all the new comics, all the new keys, and all the new books that are coming out this Wednesday for New Comic Book Day. So make sure you join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. All right. So remember, if you're on the Facebooks, jump over to the YouTubes. Please hit that subscribe button. I checked the analytics, and half of the people that are watching us aren't even subscribed. So if you could just give us that little jolt, hit that subscribe button, be well appreciated. So for myself, for Jimmy, for Phil, for Cliff, and for Green Shirt Guy, and the rest of the Council of Comics, we love you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.